As promised, we are back with a part 3. We are breaking down this new interview with John Ramsey. If you haven't seen it yet, Ashley Flowers of Crime Junkies has done an extensive interview with John Ramsey. This was just a couple days ago. You can find this anywhere that you listen to podcasts. I personally watched this on YT. I can't say the platform on here. It's 2 parts. There's an hour and a half, that's the interview, and then there is a 3.5-hour episode that breaks down the interview. And let me tell you, there is so much information in here and so much to process. Let's get straight into it. Did you know that the Boulder Police Department have a full DNA profile of JonBenet's killer? And that this unknown male DNA has been uploaded in CODIS since 2008. You guys, I thought I knew all the ins and outs of this case, and somehow I did not know this. And Ashley Flowers said the same thing. She has studied this case for 25 years, and she also did not know that they have a full DNA profile of the killer and that is uploaded in CODIS. So this is huge, and this is what we know about this full DNA profile. It was taken from JonBenet's underwear that she was wearing at the time of her murder. It is a mixed sample that contains JonBenet's blood and an unknown male's saliva. So to all the comments who love to say that this unknown male DNA belongs to a factory worker that was working where the underwear was made, that's 100% incorrect, because it was a mixed sample and this male's saliva was mixed with JonBenet's blood from that night. There was also additional male DNA found on each side of the waistband of her long johns that she was wearing that night, and also unknown male DNA found underneath the fingernails on both of her hands. So how do we know this? Because I know this is a question that many are going to ask who are convinced that the Ramseys had something to do with it. So this information was all included in a letter that Mary Lacey wrote to John Ramsey in July of 2008. She was the district attorney at that time. In this letter, she apologizes for any role that the DA's office played in the negative public perception of the Ramseys. She states that every member of the Ramsey family has been cleared and that she wishes this new DNA technology had been available when Patsy was still alive. So obviously, we all had known about this letter and we knew that the Ramseys had been cleared per this letter, but I don't think people out there realize that there was a full DNA profile of her killer and that it is in CODIS. Sorry, I'm going to keep repeating it because it's insane to me. She goes on to state that the specifics of this full DNA profile that belongs to JonBenet's killer, with all of the details that I already outlined earlier in this video, this alone excluded every member of the Ramsey family. So here's the thing, you guys. I know that so many of you have so much knowledge on this case, and I am certainly not here to change anyone's mind. I am just here to bring you guys facts. This is a fact. This is science. Unexplained DNA on the victim in the area that it was found is extremely powerful evidence that simply cannot be explained away. I will also add that they used this full DNA profile to exclude every single person of interest and every single person who made a false confession. So you guys, that's Gary Oliva, John Mark Carr, anyone who had made a false confession, they have excluded with this DNA profile. She stated that they also tested against 200 individuals before loading it into CODIS, and they obviously have not had a hit since 2008 in CODIS. So no matter which way you lean on this case, this information is huge. Here's a picture of the letter if you want to pause to read. And thank you for following along, you guys. You guys have been really awesome. Stay tuned because we will bring you part 4. There is so much more to break down.